Senate observe a moment of silence for the victims at Fort Hood. We've got about 4 minutes before that. If you'd proceed, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that at 10 o'clock we'll observe the moment of silence.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank Senator Gregg for holding this hearing on the most important issue Congress and our nation faces. The two of you have spoken eloquently over the years about the need to deal with the debt, the deficit, and tax reform. And I think it's really important that finally the American people are recognizing the fiscal crisis our nation faces. As everyone in and out of Congress knows, our federal spending is out of control, and as a result, our debt continues to skyrocket. We have projected deficits as far as the eye can see. It doesn't take an economist to realize our course is not sustainable. The federal government is the worst credit card abuser in the world, and we're putting everything on the tab of our children and grandchildren. At a time when American families are taking a close look at their own budgets and credit card statements, the federal government is turning a blind eye to the statements on our out-of-control federal debt. And internationally, our credit and credibility are on the line. Since 2006, I've introduced the Save America's Future Economy Commission Act, so the SAFE Act, to reform Social Security, Medicare, our tax code, and to provide a process for Congress's expedited consideration of legislation proposed by the SAFE Acts Committee. I'm pleased that Senator Lieberman and others have joined in this effort, and over on the House side we have, and both of them are here today, who have worked very hard, Congressman Cooper and Congressman Wolf. It's similar to the Base Realignment and Closure Commission. The SAFE Act would break that legislative logjam in Washington by creating a bipartisan, bicameral committee to draw up policy prescriptions for the government's long-term budget crisis that would go before Congress for an up or down vote. I know that some members question why Congress cannot pass the necessary legislation. Mr. Chairman, you pointed it out in your opening statement, and Senator Lieberman has been eloquent in, in pointing it out also. The fact of the matter is Congress is not willing to take short-term pain for long-term gain, period. And that's why we need a commission to provide the solutions and the expedited procedure for an up and down vote so that reform proposals don't die in committee or become an exercise in political messaging, which we have too much of around here. Well, I believe the SAFE Commission is an example of a bipartisan compromise when it comes to a productive process. I hope this committee and my colleagues do not make the mistake we too often make around here of letting the perfect get in the way of the good. In the 110th Congress, I was a co-sponsor of your legislation with Senator Gregg, the Bipartisan Task Force for Fiscal Action Act, and frankly, I'll support any reasonable bill that we can get a bipartisan support from our Congress. I'm pleased to say also that it appears like President Obama is finally starting to get it. In an interview with the Washington Post, the President endorsed the idea of creating a commission where, quote, what you end up having to do in terms of structural reforms realistically is you probably have to set up some sort of commission or mechanism that reports back with the prospect of maybe locking in a pledge for action, end of quote. Mr. Chairman, we must find a compromise, and we have got to act now. I would hope that maybe this is one of the most important hearings that we've had in my 11 years in the United States Senate. Many people believe that this generation of Americans will be the first whose standard of living is less than those before them. Our failure to act now will guarantee that they're right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Voinovich. I'm told that the Senate's moment of silence will